Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Casper or Casper Network. Listen, this is a very interesting asset. I've talked about it multiple times, but today we got some interesting things to talk about. Now, you guys haven't, pretty much heard about Casper at all yet, and this is the first video that you are watching, I do greatly advise you to go check out my earlier videos on Casper where I kind of broke down the, overall goal that I have personally with Casper in terms of price analysis, and I also broken down some key fundamentals about the project. Today, we're going to pretty much skim a little bit on, a lot of news that's been happening, as well as kind of pretty much talking to you guys about some more in-depth information. So if you guys do want to catch that information, go check out my older videos, and you guys are more than welcome to come back to this one. Now, in terms of this market, we are seeing a lot of moves throughout the market. In fact, we could see a slight pullback on Bitcoin down to a key demand level, which is totally fine. I will probably be buying more Casper if we do dip fairly reasonably. Now, on most assets, I don't think that we're going to be taking too big of a hit considering the fact that, Bitcoin dominance right now is around 43.2%, so it's not too high. So don't expect too crazy discounts throughout the market, but we will most likely see a little bit of a dip on some assets. Now, I just want to say, in terms of a lot of assets within the space, we're seeing like 100+% pumps right now, and that's not even on the high end yet. When Bitcoin really breaks out, we're going to see a lot of those small cap gems, mid-tier gems, and even big tier gems really kind of jump out and test some new all-time highs, as well as pretty much break out into some major price targets. I do expect the same for Casper. In fact, Casper I am extremely bullish on, as you guys already know, and if you guys are in the free Discord, check it out in the description below. I do talk a lot about Casper because this is an extremely undervalued gem, and I think that we're extremely lucky to be able to buy this at the near bottom point prices. If you guys do check back here, obviously throughout the summer we had some solid price points, at around 5-6 cents, and the bottoming point back here was about half. It's pretty much like 5 cents almost. But ultimately, we're still at a fairly good buy-in. It's only 7 cents in terms of a difference, and I do know that for a 7-cent discount, you could have probably gotten a lot more. And in terms of my price analysis for this, end goal targets are around $4 to $7 this bull run, with high-grade targets being $10 plus if we do get a lot of money kind of transferring into Casper, which I don't see too big of a problem. I think that we will see a lot of capital pretty much flowing to this. But I do want to talk to you guys more about some interesting things coming out about Casper. But before we fully jump in this video, I just want to ask, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, turning the notifications on. If you guys are new or not new, definitely hit that like button if you guys are enjoying the daily crypto content. If you guys do want to know my personal Casper exit plan, you guys can go check that out on NCashOfficial.com. I do believe that the best deal for your buck, and it's not just because it's the highest priced product on the store, is the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack, but because it includes everything on the store as well as all future content for free. And I do plan on updating a lot of things in terms of Casper, and also giving you guys some more insights on some undervalued gems. Now, I tweeted this out today, and I said Casper is probably one of the best undervalued opportunities in this market right now. I could easily see this jumping 100x to $12 plus, and my bare minimum targets are about $4 to $7 at least. There is a reason why individuals like Kevin Cage and XRP Owl love this gem. Extremely undervalued and overlooked, it's essentially Ethereum 3.0 with fixed gas fees and a massive ecosystem that continues to grow. Casper is a winner. Do your own research and you will understand. And please, guys, do your own research. I can only tell you the bare minimum about something like Casper. This is an incredible gem. Now, we also see here from Kevin Cage, actually, shout out him, Casper and XRP are both expanding their presence in the UAE. In fact, check this image out. Casper Labs partners with the UAE SJM Group to establish a local presence in UAE. And then, of course, we do see here Casper Labs is working with the SJM Group to promote Web3 adoption in the UAE. UAE is exploring building on Casper for various use cases such as financial services, proven authenticity, and sourcing for the Dubai Gold and Commodities Exchange. Sounds like a lot of money in my mind. You guys need to pay attention to Casper Labs right now, and, of course, Casper Network. Now, we also see here, it's incredible to me that people do not understand that Casper Network has literally already built Ethereum 3.0 while Ethereum continues to delay 2.0 launch. Casper is a giant. Now, a lot of people are saying, laugh out loud, how can anyone know it's an empty blockchain, no proper wallet, no decentralized exchange, no bridges? And what do you think are the odds of all these and much more being launched on Casper within the next 3 months? Exactly. And that is true. The team is building some incredible things. We've been seeing a little bit of some teasers coming from Casper Network. And of course, the team behind it, I've already done the research for you guys. If you guys go check out my earlier videos, like I said, I break down the overall team, and they are from some incredible, companies. Like, for an example, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft. There's a ton of other, companies as well. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but they're incredible in terms of the team. Now, we also see here, have you known that Casper is 136,000% more energy efficient than Bitcoin and has already the required features that Ethereum 2.0 wants to develop? And I do think that they meant features, but it's all good. Do your research. This could be huge. NFA. Now, in terms of this, let's check out this as well. This is Blockchains for Enterprise. This goes back to August 7th, and shout out to Ghost Staking. But remember when we're talking about enterprises and their main goals. First off, privacy, transparency, permissionless, integrity, accountability, mutable, scalability, and trust anchor. Of course, they want a lot of features, but in terms of this, there's only a few assets that actually, pretty much give them that upper hand. In fact, let's check out a few of these. Of course, they're talking about, Ethereum Enterprise, Hyperledger Fabric, R3 Corda, and Facebook Libra. There's a few other ones, but this is how Casper fits in. Casper is a full layer 1 blockchain, unlike the competitors mentioned above. This means that it will serve as its own public and permissioned blockchain. This is unlike enterprise Ethereum blockchains, which are effectively clones and modifications of the Ethereum codebase. Casper has the option to switch from permission to public, unlike Libra, R3, and Hyperledger. The Casper layer 1 blockchains is currently POS. This means that if enterprises want the optionality to switch from public to permissioned, the public side will be the best tech. Unlike enterprise Ethereum, where the switch to public will be onto a POW blockchain with 15 to 20 TPS. The Casper Layer 1 blockchain's driving feature is the consensus and highway protocol as described here and here. This will lead to increased interest of dApps being developed on the public blockchain, which potentially could be communicating with the permission chain with authentication in place. Now, also, these two here, talking about the highway protocol and consensus, I talked about in the earlier videos, like I said, so please go check those out. Casper is not focused on one business sector, such as Facebook with payments or R3 with banking. Casper Gas Futures market concept by tokenizing blockchain or block space to allow companies to buy future block space. Casper's gas model aims to allow its blockchain users to lock in prices now to have more predictable future network usage cost. Meta Palika, I hope that I said that name right. CTO Casper Labs Enterprises do budgeting at about every half a year, so about 6 months. By providing enterprises a 6-month window, they're going to have a pretty good sense of what their network usage is going to look like. And this is just a mere few points, like they're saying here. Honestly, in terms of Casper and what they are doing in regards to, versus Ethereum, I've always said that this is going to pretty much put Ethereum 2.0 to sleep. This is essentially Ethereum 3.0, and I've talked about that in my first video. And we also see here the Casper Network logo on the image posted by the World Economic Forum. Casper will be huge. Read more about Casper here. Now, check this out. This is from the World Economic Forum, just so you guys can see on my screen. And we go, here's how companies can make sure they are blockchain ready. Now, this is actually them tagging Chainlink as well. I've always said that Chainlink is a huge link to pretty much everything. And again, here's Casper over here. You don't really need too much more clarification on that. And we also see HBAR listed on here as well. Incredible gems, So overall, when we're talking about Casper and we're talking about the end goal here, enterprises are going to love Casper for what it's going to provide them, especially when we're talking about, Ethereum right now being, a lot of people are finally realizing, hey, look at the Ethereum gas fees. It's obviously a big problem. So, of course, they're going to look for other outlets like Casper Labs that has fixed gas fees, and essentially they could pretty much, calculate their revenue basis to cost for, gas. Now we also see here in terms of the price chart, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about the price chart and pretty much give you guys a little bit of a base point on what is happening. So obviously, we are seeing higher lows being printed on the Casper chart ever since September 26th. In fact, back here it was around 7 cents, which was a solid buy point, so you guys know. back in September, because this was pretty much almost those low demands down here at about 5 cents. So this was a perfect time, but it's still a perfect time to accumulate even now. Obviously, we were coming off of this major pump up to about 23 cents almost. Obviously, we had some resistance up there at around 18 cents, almost 18 and a half cents, if you will, and we came down and pretty much tested that low, and now we're kind of testing the low down at about 11 cents. So realistically speaking, if you wanted to buy, you could try to buy it at around 11 cents. Or like I said, if Bitcoin does drop a little bit more, you might be able to buy at about 10 cents overall. Somewhere in the 10 to 11 centile range is a fairly good entry point. But of course, if you don't mind buying now and DCAing later, you could also do that. That's usually what I do. In terms of the upside potential, this has a ton of upside potential, but I'm more so dead set on around $7. And we can actually throw those targets on the price chart right now. So like I said, $4 I think is fairly reasonable. And then of course, around the upside potential of around $7 with high grade targets around like $10 to $20 if we do get that high. Again, I'm not dead set on those numbers being logical or pretty much happening. I'm just saying those are possible targets. Now we do see that the all-time high up here is around the $4 range, which is totally fine. In fact, on my earlier video, I talked about the ICO price on Coinbase being around the $40 range, and we did hit $7 around that point as well, which I think is, again, a reasonable point to really point out. In terms of the upside potential for this, I think that it has a ton of upside potential for what it's offering. And in terms of market cap value, I think that it has a ton of upside potential as well. That is exactly why I'm going off of that as well in terms of the circulating supply. Just so you guys know, 2.52 billion. A lot of this total supply is locked away in terms of staking as well and staking rewards. Now, if we're looking at the upside potential here from our current prices to about $4, which is my bare minimum target, it is about 3,144%. And then, of course, to $7, it is roughly about 5,588%. And like I said, compared to most assets in the space that are doing 10,000 plus % pushes, I think that these are fairly conservative price targets. Of course, do your own research, have your own exit plan, but I think that these are bare minimum targets. Like I said, I've always said that $10 could be targeted if we do pop fairly largely on Bitcoin. And when we're talking about the flow chart, I think that this goes hand in hand with those, mid-tier cap assets or even low cap assets. This is not a micro cap at all, but I will say this: once we get to phase 4 or even, possibly even, phase 3, I know it's on a large cap gem, but I think around this point, it will start to get a lot of money flowing into it. A lot of people are going to pretty much be flowing from one asset to another, and I think that Casper is going to be one of those assets that gets a lot of capital flowing into it, leading to an astronomical increase in value. And like I said, the fundamentals play out perfectly on this. If you guys do want to know the tokenomics, it does have the tokenomics here in terms of the project info that you guys could check out. And like I said, if you guys do want to do your own research on this, please do. Get your own base point idea on it. Don't just buy something because I'm telling you to buy it. Absolutely do not do that about anything as well, even if it's from a trusted source. Myself, Kevin Cage, XRP Owl, anybody out there. It could be, somebody who's making people trillions of dollars, if you will. Always do your own research because it is pretty much your own money that you are investing, and that is something that I personally will cherish if I was you as well. So obviously do your own research and understand what you are investing in before you even throw your money into it. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.